came. Oh, she came this way. Then she came back up. Then she came back right here. I came back up this way.
186-728 to add to the ticket.
Yeah, when I told her, she was like, bitch, you. Well, Mace, like, hella bear mace, but I had one of the windows.
Too much through the window.
But we gotta look, right? It's our job.
Yeah, that's what I said. They mouth so they on smart. But
it's cold. They on the wall.
So you guys were part of whatever happened over there?
They was following us and basically hit our car, ran off, and then they were still following us. So we not going home.
And what were they driving?
A Kia K5. It's on the road right now. It's a gray Kia K5.
So I think the other officers are out with them.
Yes, Kia K5 or Kia K4 is gray. One headlight is out. They were following us. Then they ended up hitting the side of us. So then we saw them. They kept following us. So we we not going home. We're walking. They're still following us. They end up busting his corner and breaking their car, trying to make us outside the car.
But she's stopping every time. We looking like, who is this? We didn't want to stop, get out of the car, and nothing.
We end up getting out the car because they maced us, then they wrecked their car.
Too busy trying to drift and trying to see who he is and this and that. We on our way home.
By the time I came back, she was right here in the
186-743. They got video of the suspect vehicle here. It's got one headlight out. It'll be a passenger side headlight on that sedan.
Has anybody grabbed your guys' name?
Yeah, that's I can smell it. They maced us. They threw the car.
What's your full name?
Did you have to your ID? If not, I can just tell them.
And where were you sitting in the car?
I was sitting on the passenger right here.
The rear passenger.
We literally, well, not even them two. Me and her leaving our house. We just went out to eat tonight. And then them two, they needed to ride home.
Whose car is this?
So we go pick them up. We on the way home. We on the way.
So she's the girl with the black thing on her head?
That you can see in the back seat. And then we was on the way to his house. We're driving to his house, casually just talking in the car. And behind us, we see somebody stop, we finna cross like this. But as the both lights are green. As we're driving past, they hanging outside the window looking at us as we drive past. So then they bust a U-turn at the light. We go down the street and they following us, so they end up getting on our tail. Boom, scratch the back of the car. So they swerve around. They still following us after we stop following them. They still following us. So then we turn the corner again. We okay, we're not gonna go to his house because they following us.
Up to this point, the people in the first vehicle describe what sounds like a frightening pattern. Another car allegedly follows them, gets dangerously close, and even makes contact with their vehicle. But this is where the story becomes significantly more serious. According to their account, the second car pulls alongside them. Someone makes a threatening remark, and mace is sprayed into their vehicle. That detail changes the nature of the encounter. This is no longer simply two cars traveling the same streets, or even a dispute over reckless driving. If the account is accurate, both vehicles are now actively interacting with one another. But there is an important distinction viewers should keep in mind. These are still witness statements being collected immediately after a chaotic incident. Stress, fear, poor visibility, and rapidly changing positions can affect how people remember exactly who did what. The crucial question is whether physical evidence, surveillance footage, vehicle damage, and the accounts of separate witnesses ultimately support the same sequence of events.
We don't know what they got going on. We basically going in the circle.
There might be a temp tag.
They pull up to the side of us, and y'all can smell the mace. They pull up to the side of us and say, "Did you want to?" We try to spray the mace, but they end up spraying the inside of the car. So in their car, you gonna probably smell the mace too. When they spray the inside of the car, everybody vision was blurry. Then they bust another U-turn. We coming down the road, and we see they done crashed into the stop sign. They all out on feet running. So then we're like, "You just hit the car. You just hit the car. Like, what's going on?"
When they were trying to spray your car, were they spraying the driver's side, passenger side?
Yeah, it was on this side.
They was basically on the side of us, but not directly.
She turned around because she turned around chased us like this. Then she came down this way. Then that's when she tried to hurry up the time.
I'm just trying to say, when did they try to?
That was behind us. They tried to go on not fully on the side, but when she backed up into the second house driveway. We sit right here at the corner. I hear her yell. I don't know if she was at the driver's seat at this point because I wasn't really listening. I wasn't paying attention. I'm just trying to make sure she ain't trying to ram into the motherfucking car. I hear her say, "God, they just sitting right there." So they come flying. They hear people do you see that little, it's a little circle thing right there in the middle of the street. You got to turn. but she had went, instead of turning, she had turned a little bit, came back up, came outside. She's like, bitch, you, and sprayed the mace, but it maced them. And then I heard it flew this way. Did she keep straight? I think she kept straight.
That's probably why they went the bitch playing free.
Yeah, I think she, I don't know what the fuck, but we came back up and there right here. Who's this? Go get them.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Was it just you three in the car?
Yeah.
Okay. Were you driving? You were driving?
Passenger backseat.
Passenger,
Backseat.
and you were backseat? Or are you both backseat?
I was backseat. She was passenger.
What side were you on the backseat?
Yeah, I was on her side.
Driver's side?
I'm not going over there.
I thought the police. Did they want to ride past?
I think there's pieces of your car over there at...
I know, I hit the thing,
Yeah, she was made. She ran into the thing, made. She tried to run from him.
Either I had to run into somebody's house or a pole, and I'd rather pick the pole. But
I told you to stop. I couldn't see him like stop, just stop. But they was coming after us. She trying to go. Somebody said we're really wrong if we just start shooting. And I'm like, just stop, because I couldn't even see him. And when I'm in the passenger seat and I can't see, I feel like just I need to be able to see. I drive from the passenger.
don't call us again. Make this still our
Can I talk to you over here?
Yeah.
Because you were the one driving, right? Okay. So right now, what they got over there is that they're concerned that you were driving recklessly, so you're going to be detained, okay? You're going to be detained until they figure out if you've been driving recklessly, okay?
So, like I said, anything you tell me is just going to help your case, okay? And so my recommendation to you is just be honest with me, okay? I will remind you that we have cameras all around the city that did witness this incident. So your best bet is to tell me exactly what happened and just be completely honest, okay? So what happened, like from start, like whenever you were driving and you saw them, what happened?
So when we was driving, I seen him coming, so I turned around.
Okay.
And I did a U-turn, right, like we're down there, and I turned around because I thought they was coming to bust on my house.
Okay.
So that's when I stopped in front of my house, and then that's when they was talking. I was trying to figure out what they was saying.
Okay.
I couldn't see, so I raised the window, and next thing you know, bear messages.
Now, listen carefully to what the driver herself tells police. She says that after something was sprayed, she could no longer see properly. But instead of immediately stopping, she describes continuing to drive while repeatedly closing her eyes until the car eventually crashes into a pole. That admission is important because it gives investigators something more concrete than competing accusations between two groups. Regardless of who initiated the confrontation, driving a moving vehicle while unable to see creates an obvious danger to passengers, pedestrians, other drivers, and nearby property. At the same time, context still matters. She claims she believed the other group was pursuing her and threatening to shoot. If she genuinely believed she was escaping an immediate threat, that could help explain why she continued moving rather than simply stopping. But explanation and justification are not necessarily the same thing. Investigators still have to separate what she feared was happening from what the available evidence actually shows was happening.
Is going out.
Okay.
So that's when we was like right there, and I tried to keep driving because I thought I could see, and I couldn't see, so I kept closing my eyes, closing my eyes, and that's when I ran inside the pole, and I got out, and then that's when they was coming, so I got out and I ran into that people's house with the dog, and I was banging on the door, and I was on the phone with the police telling, because they kept saying how they was finna shoot at us and stuff.
Okay. Who is they? Who is trying to shoot at you?
Whoever the boys is, I don't know who them
So
boys.
you said earlier that you knew one. Okay.
Yeah, I knew Karan and them.
Oh, so they were in the vehicle?
No, I don't think Karan
Okay.
was in the bill.
So here's what I will say, okay? You busted a U-turn. You flew up. There wasn't damage on their vehicle prior to you doing the U-turn.
I didn't hit them.
You struck their vehicle, okay?
How did I hit them?
You rear-ended their vehicle, okay?
No, I didn't. I know.
Okay, that's fine.
I know for a fact I didn't hit them. I ran right into a pole.
Then you're saying you don't know who sprayed bear mace, okay?
No.
They saw you and witnessed you hop out of the window and
I
spray the bear
didn't.
mace.
How did I hop out the window when I was driving?
Okay. Because you pulled up on their driver's side at Laurel and MLK. You rolled down or hanging out of it and sprayed the bear mace, and that's why it's all down the side of your car. Because the wind blew it back. Okay.
I mean, it's either that or you're calling your friends liars.
Yes. So just like I told you earlier, anything you tell me will help you. Okay.
I know.
So it is best to be honest about the
But I
situation.
know for 100% I did not run into the back of it. I know that I did not. I did not hit them.
Okay. What about the mace?
Yeah, the mace is true.
You pulled up. You were heading west on Laurel. You saw them going.
No, I was
north.
at my house. No, okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, we was down there. We was at my house.
You
and
saw them again. And then what happened once you saw
When
them?
we was right there at the lights, I seen them. They was coming, so I hit a U-turn. So I thought they was finna come bust in my window, so I was going back to my house. And that's when they was raising down the window trying to say something, and I didn't hear them. So that's when, I don't know who the driver was. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know who the driver was. They was talking, and that's all I heard is something Shania, do you want to fight? So I mace. I did. And then that's when the mace did come back on us, and I could not see, so I kept driving, I kept doing this, and then I ran into the pole.
Okay.
But I didn't hit them.
Okay.
I know for 100% I didn't.
Okay.
Did you think your sister was in the car?
I think she was, because when I got the car, they told me, Shania, I'm just right here, do I want to fight? But like I said, I didn't get maced for it like that, so when I got the car, I just seen 4 boys, and they just talking about, we could find, they kept saying, we'd be wrong if we just shoot at you. And the people on the police heard that on the phone.
Yeah, so we listened to the 911.
Yeah, and
that's
The only thing
Out there.
we hear is the person that called saying that there's guns, but we can hear people in the background, but there's nothing involving guns, okay?
When I was in my phone call,
Yeah, we listened to it,
yeah,
and we could hear everything, and all we heard was you saying that there's guns.
because they kept saying they was going to shoot at us, and that's when I was ducking out.
This may be the most important turning point in the entire interview. The driver has repeatedly connected the confrontation to her sister and people she apparently believed were involved in an earlier dispute. But police now tell her something that seriously challenges that assumption. Her sister was not inside the other vehicle, and neither was the boyfriend she apparently associated with the situation. Investigators go even further. According to the officer, the occupants of that vehicle did not even know about the earlier incident until afterward. In other words, police are suggesting that the driver may have pursued and confronted a group based on a mistaken belief about who they were. That possibility completely reframes the case. Fear can be genuine even when the assumption causing that fear is wrong. And once somebody acts on that assumption, making a U-turn, following another vehicle, confronting its occupants, or using force, the consequences can become very real. This is why investigators compare statements against independent evidence. In a chaotic confrontation, what someone sincerely believed happened and what actually happened can be 2 very different things.
So just so you do know, your sister wasn't in that car.
She wasn't?
Neither was the boyfriend.
Yeah.
So the people in that vehicle, they know your sister, but they didn't even know what had happened earlier until they just talked to your sister. So they had, I don't know, they said they were picking up a friend. They were just going to go hang out. I don't know what reason, they happened to be over here other than picking up a friend. But I think this is just a huge misunderstanding that ended up being the way that it is. Okay.
But yeah, I do have messages of them texting me right now.
I'm sure they are because
Yeah.
they were not the ones in that car. So
I don't know who
So
was
the
in
people
that car. I
texting
just
you
see-
were not involved with the car you end up macing. The people that are texting you now, they're completely separate.
Okay.
I mean, they know your sister, right? I mean,
Right.
so they know of them, but which is how they knew you were named. But all right, do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, why did my car get towed? My dad have license.
So you're the one that was driving, and you're operating the vehicle with a suspended driver's license. So since you're operating on the roadway, we do have to tow it.
As well as
How
the
much
reckless
is-
driving,
Yes.
How
right?
much
You
is
can't
it?
intentionally drive after somebody and
Right. Okay. Understand.
Has it ever been towed